Alright, so I'm going to be doing some QBasic 64 or QB64 tutorials. Figured to start off the first one by explaining a few commands that you can use, a few basic commands. This is QBasic 64, which is pretty much just a programming language, or yeah, okay, we'll just call it a programming language. So this is it. You type your commands here and you do whatever you want. You can create several different programs. I'll show you a couple of mine that I've created just for fun. Go to my QBasic projects. Here's a few. We'll do amps. Which one was this? Okay. So this is if you're finding, I guess, your amps, volts, or ohms, or whatever. So let's say we're missing amps and we just want to find, let's say we want to find what amps is. So let's say we have 15 volts and 2 ohms. We have 7.5 amps and whatnot. Let me show you another one. This is the code behind it. It's might look like a lot at first, but really once you understand a few basic commands, it's pretty easy. I would say that I've learned QBasic, or what I know of QBasic, probably in a week of just kind of messing around with it. Here, I just made this one like about a half an hour ago. What it does is it will find the surface area of a triangle, circle, square, rectangle, trapezoid, ellipse, and parallelogram. I think I got the ellipse working. So pick a shape. You do 1 through 7 is what I have. You can just type whatever. Let's find the area of a circle. So 2. Hit enter. What is the radius? Let's say our radius is 5. Area is 75. I have the equation set out, and I'll show you that in a minute. Make another calculation. Do a capital Y, and it'll reset. Let's say we want to do a rectangle. The base is 15. The height is 12. The area is 180. If we don't want to make another calculation, we'll hit N. It'll end the program. We press any key to continue, and it exits back to here. So since this was a pretty easy program to do, I will go through it and kind of show you the code, show you how it works, what some of the simple commands are, and then I'll start up a new one and kind of go through a simple command. If you're learning this with me, or if you're doing this with me, I will. I'll be sure to make a video on how to download QBasic if you want to do this along with me. So the first command is CLS. You should always put this at the beginning. At the beginning of your program. This isn't at the beginning, as you can see. I have all this up here, which I will explain what it is later and how it is not actually part of the program. But you see, you always want to put CLS at the beginning of your program. That clears the screen. So wish I could open 2 QBasics at once. So pretty much what's this going to do is it's going to make that black box that popped up. At the very beginning of the program, it makes this black, just pure black. It has no text, nothing. That's just to make sure there's nothing on it. I use it a few other times down below, I think. No, I don't. I lied. I use it on a few other programs where you can put CLS to clear the screen in the middle. So let's say, let's say just somewhere like right here. This is what it's going to display. Right here is what it displays. If I hit a 5 and run the program, this is what you'll see. Which you can obviously see. Where it says triangle, circle, it displays all these, and you can hit 7 or whatever, and you can figure out the area of a parallelogram. So let's say I were to put CLS right. You know what? This would be easier if I did this. Do CLS. Let me just do something real quick. I'll explain what the print command is later. Print high, CLS, or CLS, if I can type, and then print high 2. Okay, so what this is going to do is it's going to print high, wait 2 seconds, and then print high 2. Now, it probably would have been better if I used something besides high. We'll do QWERTY. Okay, so now it's going to print high, wait 2 seconds. It's going to clear the screen of everything and print QWERTY. So it's the basic command you should learn what clear screen does. It just clears the screen. So the next command I will go over is the print command. Clear screen and the print command are probably the two basic commands that you need to know. I mean, you don't need to really know CLS. It's helpful to know, but there's other ways of getting around it to where you don't have to use CLS. But what the print command does, all it does is it displays what you have typed in the quotations here. All it does is display that. It does nothing else. So if I hit F5, it literally just displays hi. That's it. That's all it does. That's all the print command does. I can make it say hello. Now, you always need to have this beginning quotation. If you forget to put that end quotation, hit enter. It'll add it automatically for you. Anything that's typed in the quotations, it will print out. It'll print on the window. So if I put a space and do another one, say hi. Actually, no, I can't put two, I guess. I thought I could, but I guess I can't. Well, I can add it in here. You can add more. You can do hello, hi, hello, two, welcome. You can type whatever you want, and it just displays it on there. So I'll type, this is a test program, hit F5, and it will display that this is a test program. If you want it to display over here, I don't know if there's a command. I'm not 100% sure if there's a command where you can actually make it go all the way over here. I mean, you can just do this, I would imagine. I don't know all the commands to this. I know a few of them. Oh yeah, I guess you can do that if you really want. But yeah. So let me go ahead and make a simple program that uses clear screen and print. This is a test program. You can do. You can put like a menu down here. And then you can also, what I like to do also is print, put these as kind of like a separator. Do that. Hit F5. Now you kind of have to line this up. As you see, it didn't go all the way across the window. So you just click there, and you can do that. And that's one short, so we'll just do another one. And there we go. It should be good. That goes all the way across the screen. It's just a nice little border that I like to put. I usually put like, I'll put over here. Menu space all the way, and then start out like right here. Developed by, and then okay, what the fuck? Okay, something something that you need to learn, because apparently I still keep forgetting about this. Let's say you space all the way out here, and you think, oh wait, that's too many. Hit the back, hit the left and right arrow keys to do it. If you hit backspace to go back one, it goes back all the way over here. So it's kind of a bitch, but once you get used to it, obviously I haven't, but once you get used to it, it's easier. So you put developed by Mr. J. Woods, and just so this lines up. Do that. Yeah, we'll just do it this way. There we go. So now that'll line up with the border, and it looks a little nicer. Yeah. There we go. So now hit F5. Developed by Mr. J. Woods is over here. Goes right next to the border, right against the window. Looks nice. Have your menu. It's a test program. That's pretty much the basic thing you need to know about clear screen and print. You can put anything in these quotations. If you put anything outside the quotations, that's where you'll put more of your I guess variables. What you could do is you could have it print. Actually, you don't even need that. Let's say, let me do this real quick. I'll explain what this is later, but let me do this real quick just so I can explain what I'm trying to say. Actually, I don't even need to do that. A equals 5, B equals 15, and C equals 25. So as of right now, anything outside the quotations, A, B, or C, A equals 5, B equals 15, C equals 25. Let's say out here I wanted it to print A plus B divided by C. It can do that. You have to put a comma after the last quotation if you want to put anything outside the parentheses, or else it won't be able to, I guess, identify that you're putting your fucking things in, whatever. So now if I run this, it'll do a plus b divided by c, which is 5.6. So, which, 20 divided by 25. Yeah, whatever, fuck it. It's gonna do not variables, decimals and whatnot. So QBasic rounds up decimals, by the way. So if you want to do like a math equation, you got to put it in a certain way to make it not round up, because QBasic automatically rounds up for some reason if you have a lot of decimals. So take notice of that. Actually, I can show you an example of that real quick. And the one I just made, I think it's 5. If the height is 15, 1 and 2. Okay, no, it's not. I don't know which one it is. One of these, I don't know. One of these, though, it rounds up and it makes the answer not correct. This isn't completely finished, obviously. I'm going to have to fix that for it to be finished, but there we go. So far I've explained clear screen and print. What is this, 11 minutes, 24 seconds so far? You know what, fuck it. I'll go ahead and explain a couple more commands in this video. So, above your clear screen, how I made a equal 5, you can declare things as certain things. Like right here I have pi equals 3.14, just so I don't have to type out 3.14. Down here, where did I have it? I ended up typing it out here, which really I could just type pi and it would do the same thing. Right here. What is this is for the second one, so 2. This is for a circle. So it's going to ask you what the radius is. You type in whatever your radius is. It's going to ask you, and then it's just going to say your area is pi, which up here equals 3.14, times whatever you put for your radius to the power of 2. So we'll go ahead and try that. Circle is 2, so let's say the radius is 5. Area is 75. It's taking 5 times, it's taking pi times 5 to the power of 2. So if we go into the calculator here, we'll do 3.14 times 5 to the, can I do powers of? No, I can't. Where is the power of? We'll just do times 5, even though it's not going to work, but whatever, fuck it, I don't really care. So there we go. You can declare things up here. Right here, if I were to declare a equals 15 again, and then let's say I were to put a down here somewhere instead of b or h, it would say a equals 15. So that's that. I guess the next thing I can kind of explain is a input command. Let me go ahead and make a new file here. Alright, so first thing you want to do is make a little bit of room, just in case, if you have to do like a equals 15, just make a little bit of room, so hit enter a few times. Clear your screen, hit enter. You always know if the command that you did is correct, because it'll make it all caps. Like you can see here, I type CLS in lowercase, hit enter, it makes it caps, so I know that that is a actual command. Okay, so I'm going to print, this is a test program, and then we'll put input. Now the input command is it's pretty much so you can type what you want to type. I know that's not a very good way of explaining it, but let me just do something. Input what is your name? And then we'll do that. Put a comma afterwards, always, if you want to type something out here. And then the variable that you're going to type your name into will just be called name. And then I will go up here and just do this real quick. Dim name as string. Can I do name? Okay, I can't use name. Some things you cannot declare. I guess I should explain this as well. I didn't even plan on explaining this in this video, but dim, D-I-M, it means declare. It pretty much is the same thing as saying a equals 15. I am declaring that a equals 15. This is a way of doing certain things as strings and integers. A string is it's a variable, or I guess you could call it a variable that you can type letters into. I think you can only type in letters. Let me use something besides something. Let me just use n. So they became all caps. Dim n is string. Go down here and change this to n instead of name. There we go. So now, since n is a string, what we're doing is saying this is a test program. In the print command, you can't type anything at all. So the print command is just for show. The input command is where you can input what you want. So what is your name? And then I can actually type. I don't think I can. Okay, so in a string you can type letters and numbers. I didn't think you could type number or yeah, numbers, but you can. So what is your name? I'll type Justin since that's my name. Hit enter. The program doesn't do anything right now. What it's saying is it's going through the input command. What is your name? You're typing your name as n. N becomes Justin. So let me go a step further and do print hello. We'll do a space and then do the end quotation just to give it room, because if we do the quotation right after hello, comma, n, view, or not view, but hit F5. If we'll do this. Well, one, it's incredibly spaced out, which QBasic sometimes does that. I'm not 100% sure why, but sometimes it'll space things out an insane amount. Let me see if I do that. Let me see if it changes it. It did not. I'll have to find a way around it. Sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. I'm not sure why, but it just does sometimes. It'll make a big space. But here it's saying hello, and then it's printing the name that we put in here for n. So the print command is going to print. It's going to print hello, and then whatever we did for n. Since we put n outside the quotation, we need to put the comma, and it's just printing this. So we'll do let me think. I think really that's all I would like to all I'd like to explain. I mean, I briefly went over clear screen, print, and input, and the declare, which is dim up here. But remember, dim is saying the same thing as a equals 15. You can declare things as different things besides strings. So if I want to do dim a, or we'll do b as integer. Let's say we change this to b, change this to b, hit F5. Normally it would ask us for a name. I can't type letters because an integer is numbers only, so I can only type numbers, and it's going to display the number that I typed. So strings are letters and numbers. Strings are letters and numbers. Integers are numbers only. So always remember that. There's a few other things you can declare it as, but I'll go over those in another video later on. But always remember, strings are letters and numbers. Integers are only numbers. And if you want to take the cheap road and just declare something as an integer, you don't really have to type this. You can type a equals 15. Makes it a little easier, but at the same time, you kind of always want to know what you're declaring it as, because there are different kinds of integers that you can declare it as. So I would recommend using this instead of this. Only use this if you're using it like once, like I did for pi before. But if you're going to be using a lot, remember, write it up here so you know what you're declaring it as. But I'll go ahead and save this under QBasic projects, and I'll do this test 01. When you're saving your projects, it always saves under a.bas file, BAS. That's just your file so you can see the source code. And you can only save up, you can only have up, whoops, that, you shouldn't me, test 01.bas, and you can only have 8 characters here. Remember that as well. Before the dot or whatever, you can only have 8 characters. If you make it more than 8 characters, it won't work. It won't save. So we're just going to do test 01. That's 6 characters. Hit save. And here we go. So if you want to run it, this is what we have. We can't type numbers, so 33. Hello, 33. In the next video, I'll explain more in depth of what you can declare. I'll try and explain everything in depth the more I go. Like I said, I don't know everything about QBasic. Um, I've been messing with it for a few weeks. It's pretty fun. I mean, I made several programs that I've actually put on my website. That I mean, they're nice. They work. Um, they might not be perfect. They might not be the most beautiful code ever. I'm still learning, but I figured why not try and explain what I do know. So in the next video, I'll be explaining some other things that more go in depth with declaring and the input command.